both sides.
It looked like a free kick with the bent arm, but it's just a reset scrum.
It's Tony Woodcock. Everyone talks about Richie McCaw and Dan Carter. Carl Heyman was the great man for a long time, but Tony Woodcock on the loose head, one of the best tight five forwards in the world, a magnificent player.
And against a very prickly Vickery, it seems, this week.
Let's hope so.
The way he has started, the way England has started, another penalty. Step forward, Toby Flood, offside the decision.
Big kick for Toby Flood here.
Be on the second row. You slip up onto the prop, you're going to leave yourself open. You slip up, you're going to leave yourself open.
Very quick placement from Toby Flood. He is not taking his time here. He has the range. Does he have the calm?
Such an important moment for him and for the team. Made a horrible noise when he struck the ball, and just wonder there whether Martin Johnson is concerned about the pressure in the ball, just from his physical reaction to that. Did make a terrible sound, and he was never going over. Easter, Monya, he's gone for the boot again. He's got the speed to get there. Can he keep it in? No. Flying Quinn yet to take off really in international rugby. Some promising signs.
I must say that Nick Easter threw a missed pass when the New Zealand defence was 20 metres away, 15 metres away. He had Dylan Armitage trying to straighten the line, and he goes straight to Monya, and all that does is offer black jerseys an easy option to track across the pitch. Width is great, but you've got to hold people first.
He's come forward off McCaw again. Didn't seem to be intended for him. He's one of those that got away from Mealamu, went too long.
That was too big. I want you closer. There's your mark.
Harley Williams was leaving the ground, intending to catch it.
I think they can make the line out of mess. That will do. They have to be strong on their ball, but they're causing trouble on New Zealand.
Easter to Care. Now it's Flood. That's flat. And Jamie Noon on the gain line, tackled well by Conrad Smith. New Zealand's turn to get a penalty.
Number 9, excuse me.
Alan Rollins said any sign of sealant he would blow very quickly. It can frustrate crowd, but it does make the game flow.
He's making an early mark here, the referee. That one coming in at the side. Players have gone off their feet before at the ruck. And we've had a penalty for that, to try to clear it. Therefore we get a fast game.
England, I suspect, wouldn't worry if the game's not too fast. Here's Jamie Noon stepping inside, going to try and pick that inside angle. New Zealand are there very quick. And now replay. Lovely angle there, but actually don't quite see the man go off the top over the top then, sealing it. He did.
The All Blacks, as is their wont, cutting the line out. Remember, numbers don't matter this season under the experimental laws. Blackthorne caught in possession, couldn't get his pass away. And that's unusual because he's such a strong man in the tackle. That's another little moment of pleasure for England and their supporters.
And again, quite significant. Tactically, it's been a good start for England now. Toby Flood finds a decent touch, and we'll look at in a minute why this is good for England. New Zealand, when they beat Australia in Hong Kong, used four-man lines excessively, and they used it brilliantly, and they used Brad Thorne carrying very well. And if you look at this contrast, Williams always going up there, and Brad Thorne is a very important man for New Zealand. He's a key carrier.
New Zealand not making the best of starts, but they haven't in all three of their test matches on this tour. But it's in the second half when they really come alive and made sure of those wins. Toby Flood looking to keep the New Zealand midfield honest there with those tackles, again right on the gain line. There's Flutie, little show to his centre partner Noon, and he goes to ground. Care goes to the short side. Conrad Smith is there. Mealamu is scurrying across too. England trying through the middle. It's Nikisa blasting a hole there. The locks, Borthwick and Kennedy trying to get there as quickly as they could in support. England go on. Now it's whipped out from Kerr to Haskell. Lippmann arrives. That's reasonably quick ball. Flood into midfield. Flutie. Was a chance to move it maybe, although New Zealand had numbers in defence, and they've certainly got the penalty as England hold on to possession on the floor, and the All Blacks just piling into that breakdown. They sniffed the chance and they took it, the defenders that is.
Well, there was a chance here. I think England were actually looking to release Paul Saki there.
Carter kicks and finds a pretty safe touch. Stuart.
Yeah, just going to say here, Flutie steps, Jamie Noon, what Noon is going to try and do is fix the angle to hold his man, and then Saki is coming round, and that is the potential hole. Noon straightened his man, Rokothoka's gone, Saki's picking that angle. They don't have numbers, but they've got a little bit of space, but Flutie, a little bit like Noon once or twice, doesn't give the ball half a chance.
And that's what Brian Smith was talking about this week, players learning to play in the lack of space and the lack of time they have out there.
Decision-making speed is everything in midfield.
Another free kick decision given by Alan Rolland, and New Zealand quickly into their stride, although Carter this time can't really stretch out as England make the tackles. Cowan. Oh, it's volleyed by Armitage. Interesting. Soriano. Williams doesn't normally find himself at full-back. He can kick though. He's no mug when it comes to putting boot to ball. He's not found a touch. And it's Monya. And it's for holding on.
But again, great example of defensive play from New Zealand. You see Tialata and Tony Woodcock in very quickly on Monya. And what England do when we get to this breakdown, we do tend to stop and to try and wrestle the ball. What England had to do there is hit the two prop forwards, knock them backwards. Monya's in there now. Look at the England body angles. Everyone is going down. It's like a letter N. Nobody's going down and up and driving them. And then in the end, there's footwork on Tialata, but it's too late anyway because England are holding on. It's not dynamic enough there. Tialata and Woodcock had to be driven hard by England. They weren't.
That kind of footwork on Tialata won't worry him.
Badge of honour in New Zealand. Always was.
Joins in the move. Won by Soialu. Nonu got away from a couple of tackles and still manages to wriggle forward a little bit more. Nice good hand between Rokothoka and Conrad Smith on from Muniaina to Sivivatu. Great link work there from the New Zealand backs. McCaw, he's just trying to get in, but the referee's going for a long blast of the whistle there, and that's going to be a penalty and a talking to.
If I say anything like that again, you pick that ball out of the mud when it's nothing to do with it when you're on the ground, you're going to be going somewhere else. Understood? Okay? Marcus here.
Like that in attacking position, you know, sometimes in Heineken Cup Rugby or Super 14 or Premiership or Magnus, Alan Rolland might well have said yellow card straight away.
Behind the line, please.
New Zealand, you can see they mean business. They want the Grand Slam. It's about securing the points, and they've gone to Carter. Here's Nonu. Gets a step on his former Wellington mate Flutie, and Jamie Noon just, well, he doesn't bring him down. He loses his footing, Nonu.